Alright guys, welcome back to the Pikmin Let's Play!
Brady, why are you going to the water?
Wait, what?
Why are you going to the water?
I don't want to go to the water, I want to go to the Forest of Hope.
Okay. Water sucks.
Yeah. So we're gonna finish up this area today. Just get it all done so we never have to come back here again. So, we're gonna see the, one thing the blues are... No, the two things the blues are required for on this level.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, welcome back to the Forest of Hope, guys.
Refresh my memory, you get the blues and the yellows on individual stages, right?
This is the stage you get the yellows on, and then the blues were found in the Forest Maple.
What's the first area?
The impact site.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Which we don't go back to until the day before we leave. Because it's a really good place to farm Pikmin.
That makes sense.
And it has a part we want. But, fuck that part.
Oh.
So, run us through today's plan.
So basically I'm getting I'm getting more blues out than I need, because I want them to knock down this gate that I'm going to lead them to, really, really fast. Basically my plan is, I'm taking these yellow over to get bombs over by where the Nova Blaster was.
Okay.
And, while I'm running down there and back, I want the blues to knock down this gate. Which they get close. It's not perfect, but I found...
No, it's an aqua gate.
Yeah, exactly. And the only reason I have to knock down this bridge is because that's the only way to get Olmar up into that area.
Right. So that one, you didn't throw any of them at it. You got, really close and did a whistle? Is that just a proximity thing, or is there, a specific command you have to do that?
No, that's a kind of proximity thing. Pikmin do jobs that are close enough to them, so I just press them against the wall and then dismiss them.
Okay.
And they automatically latch onto that job.
Getting a better understanding for the mechanics.
Right.
Oh, yeah. That's not what I was going for, but thank you.
So this is the worst gate in the game. I'm almost positive. The Pikmin have no idea what to do with this gate. I don't know why, but I wound up killing 2 yellows. I have no control over how they get rid of bombs.
Right.
So, this is completely out of my control.
Basically RNG.
Yeah,
that is weird. They're just kind of oh, where do I go with it?
Yeah, and, normally when I do these kind of bomb walls, I do, 3 at a time. I can't do this on this one.
Right.
Every time I tried, I could not do it. So this takes so much longer than any other gate in the game, and it drives me insane.
Would it be any different if you approached it from a more straight-on angle?
I tried, and
really?
It's equally as bad, yeah.
Huh. That's bizarre.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
No! You might die, you don't need to die.
Well, they are much better about not using their bombs in this one compared to the GameCube version. The GameCube version, they would...
I think I remember you mentioning it, yeah.
It's bad. So I'm going to get 20 of my blues on this gate because it's a Darkwood gate, so it's going to take longer than the other gate that I had them on. I'm not going to go back to that gate until almost the end of the day.
Is that because it takes so long, or because of the routing, or both? It
takes so long, so I routed it to allow it time.
You know what you could start doing, if you... No, maybe you don't even know, but the time bubbles up on the top, you could be it takes 6 bubbles to knock down or whatever. So I'd have some kind of a metric for my...
Right. I mean, you kind of figure that stuff out when you're routing.
Yeah.
But it's not something that I numerically measure out. I'm just this is about how much time it takes. I can do all this stuff in about that.
Well, yeah. I don't have any doubt that you can figure it out just by instinct at this point.
And I think each one of those bubbles is roughly 1 minute. So
I'm not even worried about that.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. So what I just did there is I put away all of my yellows and then pulled them back out because it prioritizes flowers first. So I actually got more flower Pikmin out that way than what I had originally.
Right. That's cool.
Now, do you still need that bomb rock, Brady?
Yeah, I do wind up using that bomb rock.
Oh my god.
The one true rock.
I'm gonna take out these shear grubs. As you can tell, at this point I don't even care about actually hitting them with aerials. I just rush them with reds.
Yeah.
Because reds are so dang powerful.
The quote-unquote quick kills.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And here's me fucking around with Pikmin because I can't separate properly. So this is the other face part, is kind of what Omar calls them. For whatever reason, it takes 5 more Pikmin to carry that one than it does the other part, even though they're identical. Yeah, it's a weird thing.
Well, no, like, I thought we already got one of them, and then the other one was last episode.
No, we haven't gotten any yet. That one was the first one of that we've gotten.
I'm thinking of the previous... Whatever. Doesn't matter. I will take your word for it. You are obviously correct.
We knocked it down in the previous episode.
For some reason I remember being an episode before the pseudo collection one, but I guess I'm just remembering wrong. It don't matter.
Right. So I was gonna throw my bomb guys over there to kill this Bulborb, and then I realized I had a bunch of yellows hanging out in the tin can. Can't do that.
There is one change from the GameCube version where enemy sound effects are a lot higher pitched in this version for whatever reason. Like that squeaking sound when it died was a lot deeper.
I had a feeling, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually, it is very weird. It was like a corruption of the audio engine or something, but...
Maybe it was just to make him cuter? Maybe it was just to make him cuter? Like, maybe it was intentional for some reason?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, so, most of those kind of sounds actually normally come out of the Wii Remote, but if you turn the Wii Remote sound completely off, it comes out of the TV instead.
Right. I bet that has something to do with it then.
Yeah, maybe. So, I had a brain fart and I don't remember what I was going to say.
Something about this combat? Or the next part?
Kind of.
So that bomb bounced off that dude and you killed your Pikmin.
Yep. So here I'm trying to waste bomb rocks because I got too many. It happens. But I need 10 Pikmin and I just lost 2. So I'm going to have to go back and get 2 of my reds. And the only reason I'm doing this with yellows is because I needed the bomb rocks to knock down that door.
Right.
And also I like taking out the Bulborbs and the little pups with the bomb rocks just so I don't have to waste time fighting them.
I don't blame you.
But what I'm about to do, you couldn't do in the GameCube version. So this is a Wii exclusive kind of thing, and it's a little broken, considering the puzzle that it is. This is supposed to be an area where it takes blues to get into, but I don't because of the Wii controls giving you such an extended throw range. I can just throw any Pikmin over this box, and they land on the other side.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So normally I'd have to get blues, go into the pond, and then throw them up on the other side.
Couldn't you just cheese that with, like, Whistle getting him out of the water, or is it too deep to do that?
Well, there's no way for me to get up on the other side. So I wouldn't be able to call them up onto dry land on the other side.
Ah, okay.
In fact, Olimar can't get to the other side until the box is moved.
Right.
So
also,
these
I
are
remember these guys from Smash Bros. As trophies.
These are burrowing snagrets.
Yeah.
They're kind of monsters. They're always monsters in pretty much all of the games.
I love them.
This one is very uncooperative, if I remember right. Sometimes when they come out of the ground, their head gets stuck, so you can just swarm all of your Pikmin on their head, and it kills them so quick. But if they manage to get all the way out fast enough, they are so hard to kill.
Right.
And they take out so many Pikmin, it's not even fair. Here's his head getting stuck, so like all of my guys are on his head. And he's dead.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. Huge difference.
Great.
Yeah. This was we don't know how to handle the body carrying thing, so we're just gonna have it explode into pieces.
Was there just one of them here?
No, there's 3.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 3.
And did you get lucky, or is there a way to tell that this one has a part?
The one that always has the part is in this area.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it's relatively easy to tell.
So they don't really, like, roll around.
Right. So this is one of the parts where people are like, why is this a thing that exists? Lore-wise, because this is a Geiger counter. Like, it's not called anything alien, it's literally a Geiger counter.
Right.
So it's like, why do these aliens have Geiger counters, and why do they call them Geiger counters, and all that jazz. But I think it's interesting that it's constantly going off. So this planet is at least somewhat irradiated.
I mean, it makes sense. Have you seen Pikmin?
that does kind of play into it, and I personally have this overarching idea about the whole franchise and kind of what it's been hinting at, which we'll go into more once we start covering the later games.
Right.
It's not really present in this one because I don't think they really expected this to become a new franchise.
Right. It's nice that it did.
I mean,
obviously,
yeah.
you agree, but as someone who doesn't actually care about playing them, I always like seeing different genres and stuff.
It is a really good launch title, along with Luigi's Mansion.
So this is one of my favorite joke part. I mean, it's a required part, but Olimar was sold an expensive bolt, so now he has to act like it's the most impressive bolt in the world, and it's just a bolt. Like, that's it. It's big. Like, okay. But
does it actually provide anything for the ship, or is he just like advertising right now?
I think it's a required part.
Well, yeah, but like, is it required because it's an advertisement, or does it actually do a thing?
He doesn't say specifically what it does. It never says, but I just know that it's one of the required parts.
He says the salesman says it was so extraordinary.
Yeah, that comes up when he actually gets it to the ship.
I like that. Just Olimar doesn't actually know anything about anything.
He doesn't know what the hell the Geiger counter is for.
Yeah, he has no idea what the Geiger counter even does. So
he says he just ignores it.
I think that's just because Nintendo didn't really want to touch on the sensitive subject of nuclear fallout.
So there's actually an interview from Miyamoto for this game. And this is like, I'm kind of confused why people are like, we don't know if it's Earth or not, because Miyamoto pretty much says in an interview for this game, he's like, no, it's Earth. 250 million years after humans went extinct.
Yeah.
Like, he straight up says it, so there's no question about whether...
Yeah, but is that really the case?
Yeah.
Like, yes!
It becomes a lot more explicit in the later games.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
2 does nothing to cover it up at all.
Like that, I'll automatically assume just because that's the one that has, like, the real-world stuff in it.
Yeah.
Like the artifacts and shit.
Yeah. So, again, this is going to be another case of where we cheese the enemy AI. Kind of.
Oh, I like this one. He's neat.
He can ruin your day real quick.
Oh yeah, no, I believe that. I have a feeling all of them can.
Yeah, so I was hoping to get a Pikmin stuck in his blowhole.
In his craw.
Yeah, but I missed, so I kind of have to like hurriedly get these guys on the part and then hopefully get a Pikmin. And I miss again, but luckily he misses the part, so...
No, hold on. Gotta check out that ship. Actually, real quick, so that part that you just picked up is a radiation something?
Canopy.
Yeah, it's the canopy over the bubble.
Does he know what that does?
Yes.
What does it do?
It protects him from radiation and also allows him to go into space with, like, breathable air in the cockpit.
But he doesn't know what a Geiger counter is.
Yes. So, it just... I like fighting this guy. This is the armored cannon beetle. But it just takes too long to fight him with how much time I have left in the day.
Yeah.
So we actually ignore him.
And he's not an actual boss, just...
I call him a boss because he's bigger and he's always in his own arena.
Okay, so he's that would make him technically the boss of this area, then?
Him and the Snagrets are both bosses in this area. Because they're unique, you don't fight them in any other levels.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that's a fair way to categorize it.
You fight him in the next level.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I feel bad about skipping him in this level, but there is a required fight for him in the next area that we unlocked.
Your criteria just now, though.
But again, he's in his own arena, so it they always
they're unique to their locations in individual areas.
Yeah.
They're in boss arenas.
Yeah, which that doesn't apply to stuff like
Ballrooms.
Well, I was going to say the challenge mode, because those guys can show up in areas outside of boss rooms in challenge mode. So
that's fair.
So that's all of the parts for this area. So now I'm trying to I'm gonna sprout more Pikmin, but I have to decide who needs the most. And I can't really. I don't really know what I'm doing
I
right
love
now.
that, like, cat dog string sound when you hit the end.
Doing.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, there should be a drinking game every time you throw a Pikmin when you're trying to, like, go into the menu in the Onion.
Dude.
Or when you're trying to pick something up and you're launching a Pikmin.
Yeah, the worst case is always, I'll go to pick a Pikmin that, like, sprouted in the middle of an area, like, away from the onions.
Right.
And Olmar just has no idea what to do. So he just starts throwing Pikmin everywhere. I'm like, no, just pull this sprout. Just pull this sprout out.
Never throw them? Just starts whistling.
Yeah. So I'm getting a buttload of blues here, and I actually don't think I even get as many blues as I need for the next day. So
Jesus.
I know Myth gives me crap for getting way too many blues, but...
But he was wrong the whole
Well,
time.
I've seen the population chart at the end of the run, so...
I do get some yellows. I have a few yellows that I'm getting, but this is definitely a moment of me, like, get as many guys on these things so they can get in as quickly as possible.
Just like,
Yes, sir.
it was decently nerve-wracking.
It's. I always say it's not that bad until the countdown hits, and then you're like, oh god. So this is me just scanning around to make sure I didn't leave anyone behind anywhere.
At this point, would it even matter? Like, would you be able to save them?
Maybe.
You're literally the worst person.
Yeah, I am.
The worst person.
That's like 4 fuck-ups this sitting. And I'm standing.
You guys, it's time to go to bed.
Ugh.
Thanks, phone.
I mean, it is the end of the day, so I guess once again.
It's like my Unilarm!
I was gonna say, once again, our cell phones proved to be a little too smart.
Our smartphones.
Yeah.
Mistyped.
Yeah. God, I'm trying to think if there's anything else to say.
So far, you've had pretty clean, like, night ends. Like, no one's gotten left behind or anything like that.
Yeah, I've lucked out.
I don't think you leave anyone. You might leave, like, one.
I think at the end there's like 3 that I left.
Nah.
Well, no, I mean, it tells you at the end of the day how many you've left behind total, so I think I've already left them behind at this point.
No, I don't think you've left any behind yet. But we'll see.
No, as far as I'm aware, you haven't. Because I definitely would have pointed it out.
Yeah.
Oh,
So this really annoys me. You can get, like, really cool personal journal entries from Olimar if you have, like, a perfect day. Like, no Pikmin die,
Right.
like that kind of stuff. But because those Pikmin died against the wall, we got bomb rock reminders and how to handle bomb rocks properly. So, like, we could have gotten, like, a cool...
I know, you just suck!
Yeah, like, we could have gotten a cool thing about his family, or an interesting thing he noticed in this level, or, like...
Kind of a shame the threshold isn't a little bit more forgiving on that, but...
Oh, I guess we haven't left any behind yet.
Call
But we lost 14 today, so...
Yeah, but they weren't left behind.
that's all that really matters.
Exactly.
Right. So...
War is hell.
Tomorrow we're actually going to go to the next new area that we just unlocked. And it's going to be a pretty hectic day.
That means it's going to be exciting now.
Yeah. But yeah, it's going to be a blue heavy day, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun, so I hope you guys join us, and see you next time on the Pikmin LP.